Welcome to IMO, Episode 2. Right now, we're reacting to the NBA's official power rankings. We're giving our own power rankings, our reward predictions, our playoff predictions for next year, all the good stuff. So, enjoy.
Right. NBA power rankings. Starting off with the Western Conference. And number one, obviously, with everything that's happened, the
Yes,
Los Angeles
Lakers.
Lakers are number
Obvious
one.
choice. Obvious choice.
It's-
I mean, there's nothing to say about
yeah,
it.
there's not really anything to talk about. The best team in the league got all these Schroeder, Harrell,
Champions
Gasol,
got better. It's literally all you
all
need
them.
to say.
Yeah, if they didn't make any changes, they'd like still be the favorites. And then the fact
Yeah.
that they're even better, that's just kind of sad.
I mean,
So,
Yeah.
LeBron is just not slowing down, so.
I mean, we always have to say it could happen, right? It could happen. He
It
is
could.
he is old.
Yeah, but even if he does, they
It
still
will
have
happen
Davis,
eventually.
Schroeder,
It will happen.
Montrez.
It
That was
has to
all.
happen,
Hey,
right?
just saying.
He can't just be the best player in the league forever.
Hey, just saying. AD hasn't signed, so I'm not
Shut up.
saying he's going to be
Shut up.
all right.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
I know.
All right, Lakers have won. And number two, also pretty unsurprising, is the Clippers.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost Montrez, but replaced him with Serge,
Right.
so it's like whatever.
I know, like, it
Be
should
Kennard.
be unsurprising, but, like, I don't know. Do you trust the Clippers to be the second best team?
Yes,
I don't know. They were pretty
I do.
underwhelming.
I
They were
would still-
underwhelming. They were so underwhelming and a mess last year. It's kind of like,
Well, yeah, yeah.
I think
The
they'll have a comeback. I think they'll redeem themselves.
the conference finals was very bad, or the semifinals were very bad, but I still think they'll be the second best team in the West, and
Yeah.
honestly, maybe even the second best team in the league, depending on how the Bucks play.
wait, is this overall power rankings or is this
No,
just the
no,
West
this is
right
the
now?
West.
It's
This
just the
is the
West.
West.
Okay,
This is
yeah.
just the West.
So then I do
This is the
agree.
West.
I do agree then for the second seed.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, and then the third, also pretty unsurprising, is the Denver Nuggets.
Hey, I just want to say, Dylan
They did
said I
lose
had the
some
Nuggets too high when I
I
did my
did.
power rankings. I had him fourth
yeah.
overall of every
Yeah,
team.
Fourth overall.
Yes, I had him
Yeah.
number 4.
So what'd you have? The two
I
other
had
teams in Milwaukee?
Lakers, Bucks, Clippers, Nuggets. And Dylan said it was too high.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm.
I'm not
I
against
take
that.
the Heat over them,
Ooh, wow, that's
or
a
the
take.
Celtics,
I-
or the Nets.
Wow, that's a take.
I'll take all of
Shoot.
them.
All
Okay.
right, we'll see.
Beat over the
I don't know.
Nuggets,
The
interesting.
Nuggets are really good.
Alright, but the Nuggets, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Logan Porter
They're
Jr.
still
is gonna
very
get
good.
better. Jamal, I mean, he's obviously not gonna be as good as he was in the playoffs, but
Well,
He's
that could be
not gonna
the that could be the
They
start of
gave
something.
up
You
a
never
lot
know.
of
That
that.
could be the
yeah,
start of his.
I mean, he could still average like, what, 23, 24, 25.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he could average like all-star starter type numbers. I don't know if he'll be an all-star starter,
I
but
like how it says under key additions, Facundo Composo dimes.
Facunda Composa dimes.
Composo dimes, like just his dimes,
fine.
not the actual player.
Alright, so yeah, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Nuggets at 3.
I
solid.
agree. I agree.
Number 4, Utah Jazz.
Hmm.
I mean, they didn't really do anything.
Who was the 4 seed last year? It
Oh,
was
the-
the Rockets.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Rockets. Jazz
So
were 6. It
we're
was Rockets, Thunder, Jazz.
So we're saying if the Rockets keep their guys together, the Jazz will be better.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's tough.
I don't know.
I think if
I-
the
I-
Rockets keep their core together, I'd have them at number 4. I have
Yeah,
the top 4 the exact
You,
same.
you also need to take into account their the locker room, like their chemistry and how that'll be with everything.
I
that's
guess, yeah, and I do think the Jazz
Obviously,
got
they've
better.
had a lot of turnover, but even still, the key
And
players
the
are still
Rockets
there.
got better.
That's what I'm saying. The Rockets on paper
I
got
think I had the
better.
I mean, that-
Rockets. Even without the chemistry,
Rocco
you still
trade
have
was
James
terrible,
Harden and Russell
but-
Westbrook.
Yeah,
They're still
Yeah.
gonna average.
That
they're
one's
still gonna both
close.
give you 20 a night.
I'm
Like,
not
yeah,
sure.
it's close. I think I'd probably give the Rockets the edge, but
Yeah.
I give the Rockets the
the
edge.
the Jazz over the Rockets isn't that crazy.
It's not that.
It's
yeah.
definitely debatable.
I honestly could see like a surprising team like the Mavericks making a jump into top like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
5.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Luka
close.
takes another jump.
Right.
Wouldn't be
Ooh,
surprised.
Portland Trailblazers, number
That's
5.
a take.
I'm
So-
I'm high on the Trailblazers. Like I said, I think they're gonna be good. Number 5 seems high though.
Yeah, are they gonna be better
mean-
than the Rockets and the Mavericks?
The thing with the
I don't know.
Trailblazers is, obviously I'm Thunder fan, don't really like the Trailblazers, but
Yep.
they did have a lot of injuries last year,
Yes.
so like their 35 and 39 record isn't really indicative on their team.
Yeah.
And then you add in Robert Covington, which is, like we said in the last episode, the perfect piece for the Trailblazers.
Yes.
So, I mean, 5th might be a little high, but like, I'd probably have the Rockets over them and maybe the Mavericks. It's like, I don't know. I feel like that's another one that's not that crazy.
That's
I don't know
not
if
that's
they're-
not
I
that
don't think
crazy.
they're over the
I don't
Rockets.
agree, but I can see it.
Below
Over
the
the
fifth.
Mavericks is fine. I don't know about over the Rockets. I think
You-
probably the Jazz and Rockets are
I feel like the
4-5 and
Rockets aren't going to be on
Blazers
this
are
like
6.
power rankings in the playoffs. I think they're going to predict that they get traded or something like that. So
Probably.
Yeah.
I think once you get past like Lakers Clippers at 1 and 2, and then like the Nuggets actually, but like after you get past that, it's kind of like
yeah,
I can
kind of
really
is a
see
toss-up.
most of the playoff contention teams being
yeah,
in any order.
So yeah, again, not that crazy. Mavericks at 6.
I do like the Mavericks at 6. I think they could.
Yeah.
They're only gonna get better.
I would put them above the Blazers. I think I'd put them
Yeah.
above the Blazers.
Trading away Seth Curry is a bit of a
It's an
I mean,
interesting.
But
Josh
that,
Richardson
that could
gives them
help though.
defense
That
they
really
needed.
could help. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, they did need a good wing defender, and obviously Josh Richardson does that for them. But
uh-huh.
I don't know. Seth Curry is just such a just having that off-ball shooter
Yeah.
that can just catch it and then just make it. The Draymond Green tweeted he shoots like 44% on his career. Like,
Absurd.
Yeah, Seth Curry,
Insane.
Seth Curry percentage-wise is one of the best shooters in NBA history.
yeah, I think he's
So-
second behind like Steve Kerr, but like Steve Kerr doesn't really count. He shot like 2 attempts a game.
Yeah, but to be fair, for the '90s, that's not like that.
Well,
No.
yeah, but
It's still only 2.
so yeah,
I know, yeah.
I don't think they got like in terms of offseason acquisitions. I don't think they got better. I feel like Seth Curry for Josh
No.
Richardson is like it gets rid of a great off-ball shooter, but then it also gives you that Josh Richardson, which is what you need. And then obviously with Luka getting better, Kristaps getting better,
I was gonna say that, like off-season
So, yeah.
wise, they didn't get better,
Who's
but they will
God?
be better. You
but
know.
they will be better. Yeah, for sure. So okay, and then there
Alright,
they are.
this is the
Rockets at 7.
Rockets.
It's very low.
It's low,
So-
but like I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like with like the only difference is they lose Rocco, but then they get back Christian Wood and DeMarcus
You
Cousins.
do also have to think they are going over complete change with like new coach. They're getting a new coach. Their
Yeah.
GM's gone. They lost important pieces like an Austin Rivers and stuff like that. So, you
Yeah.
know, the Rockets are so confusing. I don't know.
They're going to be a very hit or miss.
They
team.
could
They're
be
either gonna
4,
like-
or they could like, not make the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah. They could. Yeah, that's literally.
This is a
exactly
fair
what I was
place
gonna
for the
say.
Rockets, but you could also have them like the 5th.
I
seed,
would have them at
like-
5. I would just bump them up over the Mavericks and Trailblazers.
I
But
think I'd put them at talent wise, this team is way higher than 7, but as an overall team, 7 seems pretty good.
chemistry-wise.
I mean, when's the last time James Harden hasn't played with Mike D'Antoni?
But the thing is,
Wow.
honestly, the thing is with Mike D'Antoni, like the style will be different, but James Harden's obviously still going to be good without Mike
Still
D'Antoni.
Yeah,
James
of course.
Harden.
It might
Yeah,
help
James
that
Harden
team
is
though,
James
because
Harden, but-
with under Mike D'Antoni, they do this whole system of only shoot threes, and James Harden's going to take 15 step backs a game, right? But like
yeah.
Harden can do other stuff like run the offense, run off ball, and stuff like that, which caters more to playing with Westbrook, right? Because I feel like Mike D'Antoni's system, where James Harden is just isolating the whole time, doesn't work with Westbrook.
That's fair.
But when you have a coach that can get more people involved and more off-ball movement and stuff, maybe that helps the
Who is
overall
their
flow of
coach?
the offense.
Who is their coach? forgot who they
Stephen
got.
Sales. This is right there.
Yeah, it's
I think, right?
Stephen
Stephen
Silas.
Silas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't
key
know who that is.
question: Will Stephen change things up? So
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the coach.
So yeah,
Will Harden be okay
they're
with
gonna
that?
be a very hit or miss team. I
Like,
don't see why not.
Passing the ball, or does he just
No,
continue wanting to
Harden's. Yeah, I mean, obviously Harden likes to
Yeah.
shoot the ball, but he
Yeah.
makes play. He always gets his assists, so he's still offense is still
Yeah.
gonna run through him, but like he'll get other people involved.
All right, and then to round out the playoffs, we have the Phoenix Suns at 8.
Love
which
it.
is
Suns are
Yeah?
definitely making the playoffs.
Yeah.
yeah, I give them the 8 seed. So, I mean, you get Chris Paul. He's pretty good at basketball.
Nice. Yeah,
Although you do have to wonder if he's gonna regress at all.
that's the
I
thing.
mean,
It's
with,
like
with Devin Booker as your backcourt mate, it doesn't really matter if you regress a little bit, but like
I mean,
I would be surprised if Chris Paul plays at the level he did last year.
yeah, of course.
Especially now that he's like number 2. Not really number 3. Number 2 option. And he was kind of like number 1 with Shea last year.
yeah.
So
Um,
definitely,
still Chris
he's
Paul,
most
he's
likely going to
still-
take a step back. But that
still
also
Chris
means
Paul.
with him not being a, maybe like if his scoring regresses, his playmaking will go up
Exactly.
because he'll
Yeah.
rely less on scoring and more on passing,
Yeah.
especially with DeAndre Ayton in the paint. Like,
No,
Jesus Christ.
Chris Paul's like the perfect fit for this team because it just every player will benefit on this team for
Yeah,
playing with Chris Paul.
because they had Ricky Rubio and they were pretty good, but now they just have Ricky Rubio on steroids.
Yeah.
All right.
Chris Paul's an
Although
upgrade to Ricky Rubio.
losing the greatest player of all time in Aaron Baines is tough
That's
scene.
a tough
That does
loss.
hurt,
tough
but
scene.
And they got Drake Crowder.
I did get Jay Crowder.
Just add some shooting.
I kind of forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, 18. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So really, honestly, the only thing in terms
Is
of the playoffs,
Rockets are a little
I
low.
would just move the Rockets up to, bump the Rockets up to 5, Trailblazers 6, Mavs 7, or even Mavs 6, Trailblazers 7.
Uh-huh.
But
And like
outside
honestly,
of that, the
I can
playoffs are
see
good.
and I can see like the Suns beating the Rockets in the playoffs. Like
Yeah,
they can
I think
definitely.
so.
It does this even though they're probably gonna be the 8 seed. I can still see them making it. Like
Yeah.
maybe not against the Lakers, but like
And then the
Ooh.
9 seed
Warriors missing out on the
Warriors without-
playoffs.
without Klay
Mm.
Thompson.
eh.
Like I want to
Yeah.
say that's disrespectful, but then again, I don't know who I would
it,
replace to
though?
put the Warriors
yeah, I don't
in.
know who you're taking out because I feel like the Suns will probably be better.
Yeah, all
Mavs
of these
will
teams are
probably
going to be
be
better than
better.
the Warriors.
Eh,
With Clay,
Could
then
be.
yeah, they'll probably be like a
with
5
Clay,
seed.
yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know.
that's
I
a
mean,
tough scene.
if you get Steph Curry healthy for a full year and he can come out and I don't know, the Warriors could be the playoff team, but
It could be. But
I'll leave him
you
at
know,
They're
9.
a playoff sleeper for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they actually will make it.
There's just gonna be
Like
so
they're,
many
they're
teams
like a
competing
dark
for a
horse.
spot.
Yeah, it's the problem. There's the problem with the West. Like
Everyone's trying to compete except for
I don't know.
like, 3
In
teams.
the East, maybe they could. They would
Yeah.
probably make the playoffs, but in the West, they're a dark horse. But I don't. That doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna make it. I still don't think they'll make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Memphis Grizzlies at 10.
Uh,
John's gonna take that. Hopefully, sophomore jump.
I think I had in my power rankings. I think I had the Pelicans over them, but this isn't. Yeah, whatever. I think so.
Yeah. Pelicans
Yeah.
definitely could finish above them if Zion
Yeah,
stays
yeah,
healthy.
yeah.
Yeah, Zion stays healthy. That's definitely not.
Zion stay
That's
healthy.
That's definitely possible.
BI's.
However, will Zion stay healthy? That's the real question.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like, when you're 6'7", and however many pounds he is, like, it's very hard to stay healthy. Like,
yeah, it's
you
a
just need
it's a
that
little
one-
scary.
That
but
one injury.
At
Like,
the
that
same
one bad
time,
injury could change everything.
I know. I think Zion can stay healthy. I mean,
I mean, he's
I don't
been
know. I
losing
hope
weight.
so.
He's been getting
That's
a
the
lot.
thing. Like he
He's
has
been really ripped.
fitted out a bit.
All right, but back to the Grizzlies.
Yes.
I mean, they literally didn't do anything in the
No,
offseason.
they have not added a single piece, so they're just gonna run it back with their young core, which is
Yeah.
that's fine.
So yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much they could do. I mean, they could have like signed free agents, but
No, yeah,
nobody wants to go to Memphis.
yeah.
All right, and then there's the Pelicans at 11.
That's the Pelicans.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, the Pelicans did make some moves. I as I said in episode 1, I don't know how Steven Adams and Zion will fit as a backcourt,
I think that fits terrible in the front court.
and then
like,
you lose Drew
that's-
Holiday for Eric Bledsoe,
Yeah,
which is
but
obviously a downgrade.
like they had two legitimately like could be all-star players. Like Bi was an all-star last year, and Zion played like one, just didn't play long
Zion,
enough.
yeah.
So that alone, I think, would boost them up over
Yeah,
the
it's
Grizzlies
just
for
that,
me.
yeah, that Zion Steven Adams fit is gonna be weird.
I know. I mean, he did play with Derek Favors last year, who's also not shooting big, but I think Derek Favors does offer more offensively than Stephen Adams does. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that
So yeah,
works.
it definitely could work. I don't know if it will.
I don't know how much they're gonna play together because, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe-
they might try to stagger them. Like when Zion's out, they have Steven Adams staying, and when Adam goes out,
Yeah,
Zion goes in.
but then
That-
again,
that-
like
yeah,
their
that's
back,
definitely
the
possible.
backup center though is also Jackson Hayes, who's also a non-shooter. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do. They'll find a way, I think.
Oh yeah, of course.
They have so much talent that it's like not that big of a deal.
And then so, do they have Eric Bledsoe back up Lonzo, or do they have one of them play the 2?
Who's their
Like-
current shooting guard?
Well, it was Drew Holiday. Now it's like
So it would be JJ Redick if.
JJ Redick. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
don't
would
think. I don't think
I
they'd start one.
don't know how they
two.
would run that
I think you would start Eric Bledsoe. I
Start
think
Eric
that's it. I think
Bledsoe.
they would do.
Alonzo's 6 minutes.
Yeah, it depends if you're in win now and want to like push for a
But the thing
legit
is,
playoff spot, or
I think they
if
would
you
want
want
to.
to develop the young guys.
I think they would want to push for a playoff spot. At this point, I feel like it's how much better is Lonzo really going to get at this point in his
Yeah,
career.
that's fair.
Plus, you hire Stan Van Gundy as a coach. He's going to play the best players, and right now Eric Bledsoe is a better player than Lonzo. So I would
Definitely.
pick Bledsoe to start.
Okay.
I mean, maybe they do start Lonzo with the 2, but that seems kind of like a weird fit
That
with another playmaker
Although,
at the 2.
yeah. And then Eric Bledsoe is how tall is Eric Bledsoe? Like 6'1".
Yeah.
Eric Bledsoe can't play the 2. Although, no, never mind.
Mhm.
Timberwolves at 12. Yeah.
I
I mean, I don't think they're gonna be better than any of the teams above them.
don't know. I feel like I feel like I had them way low when I did. I think I had the Spurs and Kings both above the Timberwolves. But I could see the Timberwolves being 12. I mean,
Yeah,
at this point at the bottom of
still
the
young.
West, it's like really whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, Anthony Edwards can definitely come in and be that wing defender that they need, and maybe that's really all they need to take the next step.
I
They
don't
just
know.
get that
I
wing
mean,
defender and Anthony Edwards, but
there's still a lot of holes. Like, yeah, they do need wing defenders because they're two stars. D'Angelo Russell and Cat don't really play defense,
they don't play any
and
defense.
you know, there's not a whole lot like besides those three. The starting lineup's not very good. You know, like you have D'Lo,
Yeah.
you have Cat. You don't know how good Anthony Edwards is going to be, and then who in the hell starts at the 4? Or I can't even name a player. You know, like
Yeah.
the only player
yeah.
you really started was James Johnson. He's gone. I guess you start Juancho Hernan-Gomez, which is
Yeah,
like
I've seen the like I think it was ESPN did like the projected starting line, and they have Jarrett Culver at the 4, which I mean you can't really have Jarrett Culver play power forward.
yeah. I would probably start. Yeah, I'd probably start Juancho, and then I guess at the
I
3
guess.
run a Koji, and roll out that starting lineup. I guess.
Or you could do maybe you could try, I don't know if it would work, have Rubio start at point guard and then have D'Lo at the 2 and Edwards at small forward. I don't know if that lineup would work. but-
Yeah, I mean it is
I
possible.
mean, I feel like
with
with how good the West is, I feel like you at least give it a shot.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's a lot. Like you try it out for a couple games, see how it works. If it doesn't work, you go to the
Yeah.
D'Lo
The
back at point
Timberwolves
guard.
always have talent. They just like find ways to not be very good. That's why I have them like 14th in the West. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Like the Spurs aren't very good, but they'll find a. I don't know. They still have like if they keep DeMar in LA, that team's good enough to win like I think more games than the Timberwolves. So
and speaking of,
Yeah,
Spurs are
they're
at
number
13, right
13.
behind the Timberwolves.
yeah, I
Yeah,
put them above
Spurs
them.
are an interesting case because like, Devin Vassell, he could be good. I don't know. I don't really know much about him. He's a defender, right?
Defender,
Wing
3-point shooter,
defender.
3-and-D.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. You don't really have that many young guys. Like you have Dejounte. I don't know. That's kind of it.
Yeah, Dejounte
So-
Dejounte could be good.
Dejounte could take the next step, but you assume LaMarcus is going to take a step back.
Yeah.
DeMar.
DeMar's
I don't-
really
I
not
don't-
even that
that's all I
old though.
know about
DeMar's
DeMar,
really
yeah.
not that old. He's just I don't know. He's a good player. I
He's
just
just
don't know.
DeMar.
He's just DeMar DeRozan, right? He doesn't.
He just
Push
doesn't
you
really
over
fit
the
into
edge.
today's game. At like pure mid range shooter.
I still like.
Doesn't-
I do
doesn't
think
really work.
DeMar's underrated. Like there are people that like wouldn't take DeMar on their team for anything because he's
I
that
saw
kind of mid-range
there's
shooter.
this dude on Twitter I follow, which is the funniest thing. He said DeMar is he's a bottom 10 player in the league.
Oh,
It's like top 10 worst player.
yes, tough.
So
That's an
funny. He
interesting
just
take.
consistently shits on DeMar.
who makes a living of a DeMar hate club? Like what is that? Who hates some DeMar DeRozan? Anyways,
The Spurs, like who cares?
But yeah, I don't expect the Spurs to be good. They could just like try to tank and get a young guy. Get a good because next year's draft is supposed to be very good. So
yeah,
even
next
if they
year's draft
don't,
should be good.
so even they don't even really have to tank because they'll still get a good player.
Yeah, they could just roll
With how
out with
good
the
next year's
same
draft is.
lineup, and if they're good, they're good. If they're bad, hey, we get a good pick, and then
Yeah.
we'll probably be good
Yeah,
the next
exactly.
year. So yeah.
So they might just run it back and then just whatever happens happens. So,
All right, number 14.
Kings at 14.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like the Kings could be better than the Spurs.
Yeah, I think so too. I said how the
Agree.
Kings have been disappointed me heavily like many times. I thought they should
Yeah.
be
I mean,
way better than
Bogdan
they are.
losing Bogdan is obviously big.
Yeah,
That hurts. That's
I don't
tough.
think they'll be good. I had them at 13 in the West, so
So, who's their shooting guard?
I mean, they could try and run.
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield,
Yeah, but
and then
I thought they were trading Heal.
so then who's your small forward? If you move Buddy back to the 2,
I guess
Try. How tall is Tyrese?
I was gonna say you
Like,
could run Tyrese at
him
the
or,
2, and
yeah, you could do Tyrese as a 2 and
Him and Fox somehow
Buddy
go
at the
1 and
3.
2.
yeah, they have a lot to figure out there. But you
Almost
still
kinda
have
be
like a
half
huge
there,
question
yeah.
mark in Marvin Bagley, who was your second overall pick, and he has not
Yeah.
played that much in his NBA career. And when he has played, he's had moments where he looks good, and then other moments where he's just kind of
The
okay.
key question on these power rankings is where art thou, Marvin
I
Bagley?
see that.
But yeah, Marvin Bagley is definitely a question mark
Mhm.
because he
They
still
wanted
has
to-
time to grow. He's going into his 3rd season,
Yeah.
but if he's never on the court, then it doesn't really matter how good you get if you're never playing.
That's
So-
yeah. They maxed De'Aaron Fox. You hope he can take a jump after signing that max. We've seen
Yeah.
players because
You
I feel
need
like when
De'Aaron.
you sign the max, there's a couple types of players. There's types of players that will sign that big contract and then like, okay, I don't really need to try that hard anymore.
Yeah.
I got my max contract, and then you have.
Ezekiel Elliott. Sorry, still mad about my fantasy team. But
Anyway, yeah,
let's
all
stick to
right.
basketball.
And then you have players. I
Yeah.
bring up Jalen Brown, who was like a decent player, and then he got a bag, and I
He
thought
gets
that
the
was an
bag and-
overpay.
And they really
And then
takes the
he
next
takes
step.
that jump because now he
Yeah,
knows he's
and
got
he
the
proves
money.
that he deserved the contract.
So we'll see with De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox doesn't strike me as the guy that would just stop caring.
Take
So
the
I think
bag
I
and
think he
give
could
up.
I think he could take the jump.
I think
We'll have to see.
yeah.
He
And
wants it to
then
be good.
at 15, the
Yeah.
one, the only.
Yeah,
Oklahoma City
I
Thunder.
do agree. I think they'll be
Yeah.
the worst team in
Yeah,
the West.
I want to be the 15 seed. Get fucking Kate Cunningham.
I mean,
Literally everyone on Twitter or all the Thunder accounts on Twitter just get Cade Cunningham this year, the number 1 pick next year, get Amoni Bates, and then boom, winning the championship in 3 years.
there's a
but-
chance the Thunder surprise people like they did last year.
Like we did last year. We're not gonna be in
I
playoffs.
still think
I
Al
don't-
Horford's a good player.
Last year was great,
So
and we surprised everyone. Went up to the 5th seed, barring a bad start, we could have jumped to even the 3 seed. But I don't want to prove people wrong this year. I just want to be bad, get
Yeah.
the pick, deal with it. Sucks to suck. just be bad and then get a top guy, whether it be 1st pick, 2nd pick, 3rd pick. As
Mhm.
long as we get a top 5 pick. Like if we fall outside of the top 5, I will be thoroughly disappointed.
they're set up to do so much. Like if they are surprisingly good this year, and maybe they do want to, they could be in a position where they're like the Celtics, where they're in the playoffs and still drafting high in the draft because they have all these picks.
Yeah, because they have the
and-
Clippers pick, they have the Rockets
the
pick, and if any of
Rockets,
them blow up,
Yeah,
obviously the Rockets are more likely than the Clippers. But even still, though, the Clippers
yeah,
could blow it up next year
just-
because Paul George is a free agent, and then Kawhi's a player
Yeah.
option.
and you have the ability to possibly trade up and get multiple lottery picks
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want, and you
Yeah,
can
with all
easily
those
trade.
picks,
You
for
could
sure.
even trade for another star if you all of a sudden you guys are really are good and you want to make a move to try to you could easily trade for a pretty decent player with all these picks.
Oh, yeah.
So there's so many routes they can go with this team. So
they
Yeah.
just need to wait and see. They need to take things slow. No crazy throw all of your picks away to get a good player because you won a few games or anything.
And
like-
as bad as we're gonna be, hopefully, it's still gonna be a fun season. And
Uh-huh.
so Shea's gonna take the next step.
Shay's
Dort's
probably
gonna
gonna
get
be an
big minutes.
all-star.
Poku, you can see how he turns out. Baisley is gonna get big minutes.
yeah,
Like you have all these young guys that couldn't really get. Well, obviously Shea got touches, but outside of that, like Baisley didn't get any touches. You have these rookies. I saw Tony Parker said that Theo Maldon, our 2nd round pick, is supposed to should have been like a top 10 pick
Yeah,
this
saw
year.
that.
So if he actually turns out to be that good, then it's just Sam Presti working his magic. So yeah, I want to be bad. I don't want to be good. I
Yeah.
want to be bad. Get the good picks. This is a great year to tank. The draft is supposed to be very good. So
all right, yeah. So that's the
there's
West.
the Western Conference.
What would be so?
and-
What would be your order? Like I think I would
All right.
go.
All right. So what I would do?
Yep.
We'll just do the playoffs.
Yeah.
Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets. Probably Probably Jazz, Rockets,
Yeah, that's what I have.
Mavericks, Trailblazers, Suns.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what I have in my power
pretty
rankings.
much. Yeah.
Because I have Suns 14, Blazers 13, Mavericks 12. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I have. Yeah, I agree. That's what I would have.
And now we go to the West. Nope. Now we go to
Eastern
the Eastern
Conference.
Conference. And back to
Yeah.
the unsurprising picks. Milwaukee at number
Milwaukee
one.
Bucks, even if they disappoint in the playoffs, they are a historically great regular season team. They were literally number one in offense and defense last year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they're technically number 8 in offense, but points per game, they were like,
Points per game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the offensive rating is 8th, but
not much to say.
yeah.
They got better.
Got better. Yeah.
Trade Eric Bledsoe for Drew Holiday. Pick up DJ Augustine to replace. I guess replace Eric Bledsoe.
George Hill off the bench. So he's going to come off the bench
Yeah.
and fill in for that. Yeah, if they've made a lot of moves, they're going to be better.
So yeah, nothing much to say about that one.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a good team. Miami Heat at 2. Wow.
Okay, I'm going to say
That's
this.
whew.
I think the Heat are the second best team in the East, but I don't think they will be the second seed, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't even say they're the second best team in the
I would
East.
say they're the second best team in the East, but
They won up
well, maybe
10 spots. That doesn't sound right.
unless they had a number 12. Maybe this means like from last year. I don't really know. Even number 12 seems
No, it
pretty
says
low
last
for
week.
what.
No, because then the Celtics are
last
5, Nets
week.
are 16. Yeah,
Huh.
I don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
I have
but
no idea what that means.
yeah, they're
I-
definitely not.
I disagree. I
In
don't
my
think
opinion, they're definitely not the second seed.
I don't think they'll be the second seed, but I could
Yeah.
definitely see them being the second best team in the East. So
I mean, I think they could do what they did last year and
that's what I'm saying. Like the Heat
upset, but
are kind of like the team that won't go too crazy in the regular season, and then like when you have Jimmy Butler and you have all these young guys, they'll turn it up when it really matters in the playoffs. So they could probably
'Cause-
upset a lot of the teams above them, like they did this year.
Yeah.
So don't agree with them being second seed, but I do think they are the second best team in the East.
Boston Celtics number 3. I'll
Yeah.
let you guys have this
For
one.
seed,
I mean,
I think we could. The Nets are a big question mark. I think we could be definitely 2 seed though. Like definitely the 2
Yeah.
seed, because you expect Tatum has gotten better every single year he's been in the league. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. You added much needed shooting in Nesmith. You added a big man that is going to find and grab rebounds in Tristan. Obviously, you lost Hayward, but you know they showed
No.
throughout because Hayward has so like rarely played for them. They've showed that they really don't need him to win that many games.
yeah, like in the Raptors
Yeah.
series, he didn't play, and we still managed. We won. Like,
Yeah.
it would probably been an easier win with Hayward, but either way, we still won the series.
Like in the regular season, we will be better than the Miami Heat. I think. I don't know if I would pick us to beat them in a playoff series. I don't know if we could beat the Heat in a playoff series. And then for the Nets like have the potential to be the first like team in the East.
Yeah,
Let's be real
Nets
here.
could be.
They could be
I
number
can see
one.
the Nets going anywhere from like the 5 seed to the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's hard to judge the Nets, but
Yeah.
I like the Celtics at number 3. I'd have them at number 2.
So, and then Brooklyn Nets at number 4.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I mean,
Brooklyn Nets are definitely a question mark with.
because
mean,
you don't
Kyrie,
know how
KD.
Kyrie and KD will play
Yeah,
together.
I mean, there's still the
but it's
chance
still-
that they trade for James Harden. It's still
Yeah,
not
that's
off the
true.
table yet.
I doubt it by the beginning of this season. I think I'd have the Nets at number 3. That's what I would have them.
Yeah, I'd probably put the Heat at 4.
That's where I put the Heat. Yeah, number 4.
Yeah, the Nets are definitely a top team in the East. I mean, you have Kyrie and you have KD.
Because even if they
they're
don't have
automatically a
good
team.
chemistry, it's still Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, you have KD, Kyrie, and then a great supporting cast in Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen,
Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan, all of them.
It almost kind of feels like maybe they shouldn't trade for Harden so they can actually have actual depth, to go
Yeah.
along with
Yeah,
this question mark.
although those Warriors teams with KD didn't have depth.
Yeah, but they still had
Yeah,
like
they
veterans
did
like
pretty
Iggy and stuff like that, and Sean Livingston that could like carry the bench unit, but I don't know.
But yeah, I feel like they would probably also be better off without Harden, which is such a weird.
I know
sentence
that
to
is
say.
weird to
That's
say,
so
Yeah.
but
weird
it
to
is.
say. We would be better off without James Harden. That's so weird. But yeah, they gave
Strange.
what's his wow
Huh? Which
Joe
Johnson?
Harris. I forgot what his first name.
Joe
was.
Harris did get a lot of
They
money,
gave Joe Harris the bag.
but you do need those sharpshooters along with your stars, so I'm not
I
gonna.
mean, you do, but he had to have been getting offers from other teams for similar money because there's no way they offered him that just to offer him that. There
Yeah.
had to have been a reason. Like, obviously, you need. Like every team has that one shooter, but Yeah, they definitely gave him the bag. So hopefully, like we were saying before, you get the bag and then you don't just.
Yeah.
All right, I
You
got the money.
still
I
are.
don't care anymore.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Nets at 4, whatever. And then Tampa Bay Raptors at 5.
Tampa Bay Raptors, yeah.
I really like
Yeah.
Aaron Baines.
Yes.
Aaron Baines is
That's
fire.
definitely gonna
The GOAT.
help him out.
Don't know why they're not the 1 seed with Aaron Baines.
But so the thing with the Raptors is like they were the 2 seed last year.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
And did they really
and
get
they
worse?
had like
I know.
the amount of injuries they had last year. Like everyone was getting hurt, left and right, and they still ended up 53-19. Like so, I feel. I mean, Marcus All and Serge Ibaka for Aaron Baines is interesting. I don't know if that makes them better or worse, but it's hard to have them as a 5 seed.
I know, like,
Are
I
they
look
gonna
at
be
it and
better
I'm
than
like,
the Celtics? I don't know, maybe, but
it's another one of those
possible.
things where, like, if I look at the teams above them, I think the other teams are better, but I don't know if they'll finish
Yeah.
above them in the regular season. Like, the Celtics, like, they finished under the Raptors and they beat them in the playoffs, right? They were the
Yeah.
better team. But then again, the Raptors finished above them, so that could that happen this year? Probably. You
Yeah,
know,
like
Yeah, and the Heat were
They-
like the one. They
they've-
were the 4 seed, 5 seed,
5 seed.
and they beat the Bucks. So.
Yeah, it's much less like in the like. I feel like in the West, the best team will get the higher seed.
Yeah.
But like in the East, I
yeah.
feel like it's not like
it's
that.
not necessarily true.
Because I feel like the Heat could still take on the Bucks. Like,
Yeah.
so even if they're like the 5 seed again, I still think they can win a series against the 1 seeded Bucks. Like, it's not.
Yeah. And like
out
the
of the
the
question.
Raptors have, outside of 2019, been a historically great regular season team, not so great
In the playoffs, yeah.
Playoff.
playoff team. So
You do need, yeah.
yeah, I honestly, if they pass the Celtics and if they pass the Nets and if they pass the Heat in standings, I honestly wouldn't be
I
surprised.
wouldn't be surprised
they
if they were
don't,
number 2.
I
I'd
don't
be
think they
surprised
will.
If they were the 2 seed, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were like the
Yeah,
3
I
or
don't.
the 4.
I don't think they're going to be, but I personally, I like. They have a very similar team from last year,
Yeah, it's really
and-
no different.
and they were the 2 seed last year with
Freddie
all the
Mac-
injuries.
Freddie
So
was
and
huge.
especially if everyone stays healthy,
Mhm.
then I don't. Honestly, it's kind of hard to pick them as the 5 seed.
I
But it's
know.
also hard to put them above.
That's-
Like the
it's-
same
it's
thing happened
above
last year.
them.
Like I would have never
I don't know.
I would have never predicted the Raptors to be the 2 seed, but then
No.
they ended up being the 2 seed.
Would you
So-
put? I might actually move Raptors up to 4 and move Heat down to 5, but
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
have the Raptors over the Heat.
I think I put Raptors at 4, Heat
I
at
have
5.
the Raptors over the Heat, and then I have them below the Celtics and Nets, but I will not be surprised if they're the 2 seed for the
Uh-huh.
second year in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6, Philadelphia
Philly's
76ers.
a big question mark. They
Philly's
added
always
the
good.
shooters.
They have shooters now.
They
They
made
have
it.
shooters.
Hopefully that can.
You just got, but you
help
also have
them.
to hope that Ben Simmons and Joel stay healthy for the entire season.
Like they I think their offseason was successful. They got better, but at the end of the day, I think the teams above them are still just better and had better
Yeah.
better
Mhm.
additions. So I like to succeed for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, 60. They definitely did get better, but
not
how they got better wasn't in a way where they're gonna like jump the standings. It's just a way where like come playoff time, like having those shooters will help them. Like when they
Yeah.
space it forward, it'll be easier on offense. Because obviously last season they were just there was no spacing like whatsoever.
I know. Well, they had guys that could like shoot threes, but they had to be like I don't know. They weren't like guys that would just come up shooting. They have to be like wide
Yeah.
open, standing. Tobias Harris, like would take his
Yeah.
open threes. Yeah. So now they
Yeah,
got an
like
actual
there weren't
shooter.
really any guys on that team that could just like get the ball and then make their own shot.
Mhm.
Outside of Ben Simmons, honestly.
Yeah, they have
And
no.
I
They
know
really
they
have
did,
no
like-
shot creation on this team when you think about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ben Simmons can create a shot, but he can only create a shot within 7 feet of the basket.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Seth Curry can obviously he creates his own shot better than Josh Richardson, but like, yeah, they
Yeah.
don't really have shot creators.
your only really shot creator is Tobias Harris, but even Tobias Harris isn't a guy that's gonna step back for 3. He's gonna
Yeah.
take his mid
for sure.
ranges and take it to the cup. So yeah,
I wouldn't I like Philly at 6, but I would not be surprised if they bumped up at all.
I think I
Yeah,
would.
they're gonna be a very interesting team.
I think I'd be
And
surprised
this
if they
team
were
could
higher than
either be
6.
very good, they got the shooters, and that puts them over the hump,
Yeah.
or they could be in the same position they were last season, just
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
good, but not good enough.
And then we have the Indiana Pacers at 7, which
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they were the 4 seed last year, but
I don't know. The
now
Pacers
Miles
are
Turner
like,
might not be happy because he was getting put in trade talks. Literally no one knows what's happening with Victor Oladipo.
uh-huh.
Like 1 second he's, hey Heat, come trade for me, and then the next he's like, oh, I want to stay here and help the team. So I don't know how that fits over with the team, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, they're gonna be very interesting. Like the
And
Pacers,
Sabonis coming
like
off an all-star
right here,
season.
the Pacers projected starting lineup: Malcolm Brogdon, Victor Oladipo, T.J. Warren, Sabonis, Miles Turner, which is a very good starting five. Played 86 minutes together last season, which is so like they did have a lot of injuries. Victor Oladipo was hurt a lot. Malcolm Brogdon was in and out. So that so injuries also should be put into account.
Yeah. Huh.
But
I think 7's a good place for them.
yeah,
I like
7
7.
solid.
I don't think they'll make a playoff run or anything,
Ooh.
but I think they'll be there.
And then at 8, the Orlando Magic.
I
Oh.
disagree. I think the
Uh,
Hawks.
I
are
saw
gonna
number
be-
9, and I'm a little disappointed the Hawks
Me-
aren't even
I-
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that too.
that's.
Yeah,
I'm high on the Hawks. I think they could be real good.
I think the Hawks are definitely going to make the playoff. I don't know. I don't think they're going to get out of the first round or
no,
anything, but I
definitely
think
not.
they'll be there. I definitely think they'll be in the playoff.
Yeah, Orlando Magic.
This is
They
just the
never
same
do
team. It's
anything.
just the same Orlando Magic.
It's the same thing every
I mean,
year.
they added Cole
the
Anthony.
same mediocrity.
Yeah, except if they do make the playoffs, they probably won't even win Game 1 this year because they're missing Game 1 DJ Augustine. So
That is
you know.
true.
True. Yeah, now DJ Augustine is on the
Oh
team that
shoot!
they
Yeah.
upset. So
yeah, I'd have Hawks over
yeah,
Magic, whatever.
I wouldn't have the Magic at 8, but I mean they're very good at being the 8 seed and the 7 seed. So maybe they'll do it again this year. And then
Wizards.
still not the Hawks at 9.
Okay, I can see why you would have the Wizards here.
I think
But
I think the
don't
Wizards
think-
are at 9, but I just have the Hawks at 8.
Yeah, I think you
Like
just switch Hawks
the
and
Wizards
Magic.
Wizards at 9 is a good pick. The Wizards over the Hawks is not a good pick.
Yeah.
Having the Magic and Wizards over the over the Hawks is not good.
I think you
but
could
have the
argue
Wizards
the
at 9 is a
Magic.
good
I think
spot.
you could argue the Magic over the Hawks. I don't see the Wizards being better than the Hawks though. Like
Yeah. I mean, John Wall hasn't played how long has it been since John Wall played basketball?
I know it's been like 2
Years.
full years. So
Long time.
yeah.
So,
Plus, does John Wall even want to be there? It's like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big.
because apparently
mean,
John
if
Wall
John
wanted to
Wall
get traded,
comes-
but
if
then he
John
didn't want to
Wall-
get traded.
If he comes back, the player healthy John Wall, like prime John Wall, then I see them being
Yeah,
like the
but
AC.
that is most likely not going to happen.
But that's probably not going to happen. Denny, I mean, he's a rookie. Can't really say that he'll
Yeah.
be good but right now. But maybe he's good.
Yeah, they'll be interesting, for sure.
They could make a run for the playoffs.
yeah.
And then
We've already
finally
really
at
talked
10.
about the Hawks.
Yeah, we've
It's
talked
the
about the
Hawks.
Hawks. I think this is underrated.
still don't I don't. It's just gonna be weird having Gallo
Their
come off
lineups
the
are
bench.
gonna be
Yeah, the starting lineup is
That's
weird.
just weird.
I don't know.
Like having Gallo run your backup unit.
Unless they're
don't
planning
know.
to make a trade with like
Yeah,
John
maybe.
Collins or something like that.
Yeah,
I
with
don't.
John Collins or even Gallo.
Yeah, but I doubt it. Plus, like they drafted a Kungwu, who's like another big man for them, which is
Yeah,
kind
I
of weird.
know.
Yeah, so now they have Collins, Capella, Gallo, Okongwu.
Yeah,
Maybe they're
They have
making a
all these guys.
blockbuster trade with Clint and John Collins.
I mean, yeah, you never know.
And
but
Rondo and Chris Dunn.
I
not
think
the Magic
Rondo as a mentor for Trae Young sounds like really good, right?
That does.
Rondo
That's,
to mentor Trae Young, and
he's
Chris
he's never had a mentor before, so
Dunn is like Chris Dunn has no offensive game, but like when it comes to being a
Yeah,
defensive
But
point
I
guard,
mean, yeah, that's what the Hawks need. They don't need offense.
Yeah.
They need defense.
and because you have Rondo, there's games you don't have to play Chris Dunn. You know, Chris Dunn can just get games where he doesn't play because you have other point guards. And if you need like him to lock up Chris Dunn, there's not many better defending point guards than Chris Dunn.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
I do like that pickup.
Yeah, Chris Dunn. Yeah, they needed a defender, and they got one. And they
I
got
think they'll-
Okongwu, which could become one of the best defenders in the draft.
I think they'll definitely
So.
be a playoff team.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I have him at 8. Number 9, Chicago Bulls.
11.
Yeah, I mean, the Bulls
Number
are
11.
they're young,
Um,
kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bulls, they're another whatever team. They didn't really do anything.
yeah.
I mean, they got
Like,
Patrick Williams at 4,
Patrick
which
which is
Williams,
interesting,
whatever.
but
new
they got Billy
coach.
Donovan. I mean,
So-
that could help them just getting off.
I mean, it's just an upgrade over Jim
Jim
Boylan.
Boylan.
Whether
Yeah.
Billy Donovan's good, he's
Yeah.
better than Jim Boylan. So
Yeah. I have very mixed feelings on Billy Donovan.
yeah.
I thought he was such a good coach until the playoffs. Oh my god. I was
I mean,
so
hey, he brought
frustrated.
I never thought because I feel like Billy Donovan was a big reason to why those like big three teams underperformed. I thought Billy Donovan was a big reason for that. So I was like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, no.
yeah,
No, I always thought he was a bad coach. Like that mellow Paul George Westbrook team was literally just, hey, whoever wants the ball can have the ball. Good luck, guys.
yeah. There was
But
no,
then
no
this
play
year
calling.
or last year, whatever, he finally like became a coach. Like he started like actually doing lineups, like with the 3-guard lineup and with Lou Dort and all that.
till the playoffs hit.
But then the playoffs, like Steven Adams was getting eaten alive. So like, why do you just? All right, I'm gonna get off this tangent. But so Billy Donovan is definitely a
He's an
question
he's-
mark coach. Obviously, he's
better than Jim Boylan.
miles better than Jim Boylan. I'm better than Jim Boylan.
As long as you don't, Jim Boylan's not your coach, you did good this offseason.
Yeah.
So yeah, 11's whatever.
11's fine.
I
I don't
feel
have
like
a problem
they're
with
just
that.
gonna be a team who try and get a top pick for the next year or two, and then hope
Yeah.
their players develop, and then try and make a playoff run.
And then number 12, the Gordon Hayward
I
led
think-
Charlotte Hornets.
I think the Hornets could surprise a lot of people.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I mean,
personally
I
not
just think-
really that high on them.
I
Because
feel
like when your second
go.
best player is a rookie, like I don't know,
nah, Devontae's better than LaMelo. Come on.
Eh,
Yeah.
it's definitely debatable.
Well, LaMelo hasn't played a single
But
minute of
also,
NBA
like,
basketball,
Even
so
still,
Yeah,
even if he's the third
yeah.
best, even if he's the third best player, when Gordon Hayward is the best player on your team, you're not gonna do anything.
I
Just like
know.
straight up.
yeah,
Like the gap, because like especially when the gap between Gordon Hayward and your second best player is as big as it is, like I don't know. I feel you can't do anything with that.
no, I don't think
I
the
don't
Hornets
think-
will be
okay.
amazing.
I don't think they're gonna be in the playoffs, or even like I don't even think they'll be like close to it. But I can see them being better than the Bulls. Like I feel like Gordon Hayward as the fourth option was still averaging almost 20. So maybe if he's the number one option, he averages more. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
could. Yeah,
LaMelo could come out averaging 20. You never
yeah
know.
Hayward's gonna do good. I just don't think
LaMelo could be good.
a Hayward-led team when your second best
Yeah.
player is whatever Devontae Graham.
Yeah. Okay, how about
Yeah,
how about their
I
offense?
saw
If you look at like the ratings right there, they're 28th in offense, and they were literally the slowest team in pace. So,
Yeah.
and in today's game, you need pace, so LaMelo can by far help that. Same with
Oh, yeah,
Hayward's
for
the
sure.
playmaker. So
Yeah, LaMelo
I-
will definitely help
that
with
might
pace.
be the maybe that's a key part
Maybe
that
that's what
helps them
they
get
need,
better.
but
I don't know.
I doubt it.
I
I doubt
yeah,
it.
I doubt it, but
I
they
still
could be
don't
decent.
expect them to be good.
I don't think they'll be good, but I think they'll be better than people think they will be.
All right.
Number 13, New York Knicks.
Uh,
Oh, man.
Who's below?
yeah,
never
it's
mind.
I
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No, I was trying to
Um,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
have
Obi-
anything to
There's
say
really
about the
not much
Knicks.
to
They're
say.
just the
They're the
Knicks.
Knicks.
they're the Knicks.
Exactly.
Yeah, they got Obi. Could be whatever. They got
Obi's
another
gonna be
big
the
man in
GOAT,
Noel.
You feel me?
Although they did lose Bobby Portis and I guess also Taj Gibson. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Um,
They're
yeah.
the Knicks.
Tom
They're
Thibodeau
not
is gonna
be
play
good.
R.J. Barrett 46 minutes a game.
46 minutes. Yep. Low key, like Tom Thibodeau's what the Bucks need, so he can actually play Giannis a lot of minutes. You know, just saying. Instead of
See, that's
Budenholzer.
big brain.
That's big brain. I'm telling you.
Honestly, fire Bud.
exactly.
They should have got Tom Thibodeau.
Uh,
But yeah, they're the Knicks, whatever. And then 14 Pistons are also whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
they got every single big man in free agency.
I mean, Pistons
So.
could be 15. It's at that point, who really cares?
Yeah.
It's the Pistons and then the
yeah,
Cavs.
I don't know
so
if we'll do worse with the Cavs.
it's
but,
whatever.
Yeah. And then we know the Cavs are at 15. But yeah, they're not going to be good.
Uh-huh.
Like, Jeremy Grant's your second option.
Yeah.
You're not
Uh,
going to do anything with that. You're going to be bad.
Mm-hmm. All
And
right.
then
Jeremy Grant's better
15
than the
Cavs
Heroes.
also.
yeah,
same thing.
Same roster. with
As a
Desmond
core
Okoro.
gives them defense, I guess, whatever.
I mean, they were
but-
literally the worst defensive team in the league last
Yeah.
year. So
They did need defense, but like,
it's not gonna make them good. Like,
Isaac Okoro isn't going to make them
Yeah.
a good
He
team.
can't play all the
No
defense on that
disrespect,
team.
but-
He can't guard both
Yeah.
of the other
Yeah, he
team's
can't,
guards.
he can't guard everyone.
So
he can't
And then you
guard
lose
both
Tristan
guards.
Thompson, so now you're. I mean, JaVale isn't a terrible defender, but I'd say Tristan Thompson is a better defender than JaVale.
uh-huh.
So
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be good.
Yeah,
That's
they're not gonna be good.
Not much else to say.
they're going to be bad. They'll definitely contend with the Thunder.
Yeah,
They contend with the
Fight for the
Thunder,
number one pick.
Pistons. Yeah.
The Tankathon. All
Tank,
right.
Tank for Cade.
see.
Crash for Cade. There it is.
There it is. All right. So final
Alright.
East predictions. What are we going with? I'm
All right,
going.
We'll just do the playoffs again.
Yeah.
So
Bucks.
mine would be Bucks at 1, Celtics at 2,
Yep.
Nets at 3,
Yep.
Raptors at 4,
Mhm.
Heat 5,
Uh-huh.
Sixers 6, Heat or not Heat, sorry, Hawks 7,
Ooh.
and then Pacers at 8.
I put the Pacers above the Hawks, but other than that, I
That,
agree.
that's my. I mean, that's not really a bold take. Like, ooh, one standing, but that's my lukewarm take.
All right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a little hotter than room temperature, but
I think when you look at the Pacers starting lineup, that's still a good starting lineup of Brogdon, Oladipo, Warren, Turner, Sabonis.
yeah,
so
for sure.
Still
I
good
think it's
team.
better than the Hawks. But at the end of the day, you're
Yeah.
picking 7th to 8th seed, so who really cares?
Yeah.
You're not making it out of the first round. Like,
So that's the standings, but like, who do you think's the favorite to come out of the conferences? Like, I think the Lakers are favorite in the.
Yeah, I think
West.
the Lakers for sure.
Lakers.
I mean,
And
Clippers
honestly,
can kind of contend,
like-
but I still have the Lakers over them.
I want to
The
say
East
the
is going to
Bucks.
be very difficult.
Like, I want to say the
for
Bucks,
sure.
but then like I also feel like you have to give credit to the Heat that they might make another run. You have
Yep.
to think the Celtics, young core might get better. You got to think that the Nets, Kyrie and KD work out together, and then they dominate. Like,
Yeah.
you can't really.
I'd have the Bucks.
Yeah, I'd still
But-
probably go with
I
the
mean,
Bucks.
I also had the Bucks last year.
That's the thing. I'm just hesitant to pick the Bucks. I don't.
That's what I'm feeling. Like,
Well,
feel like there's no
last year I started
consensus,
off with
like-
the Sixers.
There's no
feel like-
consensus pick. You could have like 1
Yeah.
through debatably 6 that is contending for the championship in the East.
Yeah.
So,
But I'd still have the Lakers winning it all.
yeah.
yeah, I feel like
I think the Clippers can contend with them. I think if they went to a series, it could go to maybe 6, but I still
don't
have the Lakers
know.
winning it all.
playoff P.
Yeah. I think the Clippers are definitely getting not disrespected, but I feel like people don't think the Clippers are going to be as good as they are
Yeah.
in the postseason next year.
They're
Just,
still gonna be.
I mean,
the two
obviously
seed.
they had a god awful collapse in the second round, but that I would be very surprised if that followed through into next year. So
Yeah,
I
I
would
feel
be
like
surprised
Paul
seeing them in the
George-
conference finals battle of LA that we should have got last year.
I mean,
And
I know.
that's what I thought last year. Maybe I'll be disappointed again, but
I know, like
Yeah.
pandemic P, the pandemic P memes, but like I feel like at the end of the day, Paul George will probably be maybe not like insanely good in the playoffs and like shock everyone, but
Yeah.
I feel like he's not gonna have that bad of a season again.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I just don't know
I
where
feel
that
like-
came from. Like, he got the nickname Playoff P because he was good in the playoffs. In
know.
those
Yeah, on the
early
Pacers.
Pacers day when he used to battle
Yeah,
Heat LeBron in the conference finals, like, those were some battles, and that was because Playoff George would, or Playoff P, I
And
guess
then-
you'd say.
Playoff George.
Playoff George.
for
But-
some reason he came
I
to
don't know.
Oklahoma
Yeah,
and then
I
he
don't know
was
what happened.
terrible in the playoffs.
Maybe it was the
Yeah.
bubble. I
It,
I don't know.
honestly, it was Joe
could've been.
Ingles.
It was who?
That Jazz series in 2018, Joe Ingles.
What
Yeah,
happened in
Joe Ingles just got in his head.
No, he was just terrible. That was his first place with the Thunder.
That entire Thunder team was terrible against
Bro,
the Jazz.
Russell Westbrook was good.
Yeah, I guess.
He dropped like a 50 bomb.
I know, he shot like
Yeah,
45 times.
Oh yeah, but still.
Ricky
Well,
Rubio was in his head.
I mean, when Paul George has like 6 points and Melo 2, like
I
you have
guess.
to do something.
Alright.
And if that means taking all the shots, it makes taking all the shots.
Yeah, I still think. I think the,
All right.
the
so,
Lakers
hold
are
on.
definitely the
We
favorite,
got
but
we got a little bit of time
definitely-
left,
yeah.
so I think we should do so we talked about potential MVPs, right? We got a little bit of time left. So
I think Luca.
I like it.
I take
Luka.
Luca.
Luca.
Luka's
I
my
Luka
pick.
for MVP.
I don't know
would
if they'll
win.
I don't know if they'll be
Okay,
high enough.
I-
If,
Yeah.
if they're at least if they're the 3 seed, I'm picking Luca. If not, probably
Yeah,
gonna be
if they're
LeBron.
like a top 3 seed, but they're
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Because it's not gonna be Giannis. I would be very surprised if Giannis 3-peats.
Yeah, I can't see it being honest. Like I'm looking at
But-
the betting odds right now. Luca's 2, Anthony Davis is 3,
I don't
Harden,
think AD's gonna win it.
Harden's 4, Steph is 5, LeBron 6, Kawhi, Durant, Dame, Tatum. Those are the
Yeah,
top
like
10.
honestly, I don't
Yeah.
think any of them are gonna win it. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's well, one
I
of
literally
those
can't think
two,
of anyone.
one of those 10 will win it. I feel like, right? Unless like
yeah.
Joel Embiid comes out of nowhere and is really good or like something like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah, if there's like a surprise team, like if the Mavericks jump to 3, or if like
Honestly,
the Sixers jump to a top 4 seed, like
you could honestly argue Jimmy Butler.
the Heat would have to be
Yeah, or-
really
or
good
if
in the
the Heat-
East.
If the Heat
take the next step in
do
the
what they
regular
did in the
season.
playoffs in the regular season, you could argue Jimmy Butler should be there.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's just so many people who could win it, but there's like I don't know, so many people who could win it.
Like I'm not being biased when I say like I think Tatum, right, for how low his betting odds are. That's good value because Tatum, if you think about it, right, like say the Celtics were the 2 seed, right? That's high enough to get MVP votes, right?
Yep.
Oh,
And
for sure.
Tatum averaged 23 this year but it really at the second half of the season was way
Yeah,
higher
it
than
was, like,
23,
28.
right?
Yeah.
And if he keeps that up this season, I mean, he shot like 40% from 3 on like 8 attempts a game.
Yeah.
So if Tatum averages 28 in the Celtics at the 2 seed, like that's MVP numbers. So
Oh, yeah.
But then you got to think, like, what's LeBron gonna average? What's Luka gonna
Yeah,
average?
I don't
What's
I don't
KD
expect-
gonna average?
yeah,
What's
I don't-
Steph
I
gonna
don't-
do? Like,
I
yeah.
don't think LeBron is going to be in MVP discussions this year. Just because
I feel like you
I
have to say LeBron could be there just because he's LeBron James.
well, yeah, but I don't know.
people
I
hate
feel
LeBron, so
I know it's always like, oh, this is going to be the year he gets old, but I really think he could, especially with how short the offseason was. Like it was like what 70 days for them.
Yeah, we got
I think
basketball
he
pretty
could.
soon.
I think he could take a step back, and like maybe just
Yeah.
give AD the spotlight.
if he takes the step
So-
back, maybe AD takes the step forward.
Yeah, maybe if he
and
takes a
becomes
step
the
back,
star of
then
the show,
AD is the dark horse
and then
MVP
they're the 1
candidate.
seed, and he's the star of the show now,
Yeah,
and you have Anthony Davis win MVP. Like,
I feel like
dunno.
if Anthony Davis won MVP, then the LeBron haters
God,
would be
bro,
everywhere.
Jordan, oh my
God, that would be so
Oh
terrible.
my god.
That would be so
I-
terrible.
yeah.
imagine
I
getting
wouldn't even want
carried
that to happen.
this season if they win the playoff. If they win
That
the
was- yeah,
champ, this
that-
doesn't
that was
count.
like-
He got carried by Anthony Davis.
Did Scottie Pippen ever win MVP? I don't think so.
Scottie
Blah,
Pippen
blah,
ever
blah.
win
God,
MVP?
That
that
was
would
like
be...
when I was watching the finals last year. Like
That's
I wanted the
funny.
Heat to win because like I like the Heat.
Yeah.
Like I like their team, but I just in terms of LeBron's legacy, I didn't want them to win.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't want the Heat to win just because like him going 3-7. Because like when you have a generational talent like that, you want them to succeed. So
Alright.
Another like sleeper.
are we doing the
MVP
rest of
pick?
the awards? Sorry.
Hold
I-
up.
do you want
Sleeper
to?
MVP. It could honestly either Jamal Murray or Jokic.
Oh, Jamal Murray? I don't know what
Or
that
Jokic.
would
Okay,
be
yeah,
wild.
yeah.
Maybe,
One of
maybe
the
Jokic.
two-
No,
Maybe
I
one of
can't
one of the two
Jokic.
Nuggets player.
Murray would have
Maybe
to be
Jokic,
most
probably not
improved
Jamal.
and MVP to be
Yeah. Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
Maybe
feel like if
Jokic.
they're the 3 seed again and were they the 3 seed?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If they're like they could be the 2 seed next year. You never know.
The other awards are kind of hard
And
to
they-
predict.
yeah.
Like,
But
yeah.
we're
I
gonna
mean,
do it anyway.
all right, like rookie of the year.
All right, let's start
Who
with
do you
rookie of the year.
think?
I think it's gonna be Lamelo.
I think it has to be
I'd
Lamelo.
give Lamelo. I mean, unless Lamelo's just bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
I-
unless he's like
but
like
I would-
Lonzo.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be.
I don't think
I'm
so
very
either.
high on Lamelo. I think he's gonna be
Lamelo
very good.
or like maybe Obi
Because-
Toppin.
Because the thing with rookie of the year is like
I like Obi Toppin, but he's still on the Knicks. So
it's different than MVP, right? Like obviously, like wins and rookie of the year don't matter, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's
a
just
part of
who's
Mhm.
having the best season.
like a part of me wants to be like, well, if the Warriors are really good and James Wiseman's on, you know,
Yeah,
but like at
but
the same
that
time, it's
doesn't-
like
that
it doesn't
doesn't really
really
matter.
matter.
Being on a good team hurts your
For sure.
chances of winning.
Yeah,
Rookie
because
of
then
the
that means
year,
you're not going to
Because
touch
you don't get as many touches.
I want to see
Yeah.
where. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give it to Lamelo.
I think
We'll go
Lamelo,
LaMelo.
for sure.
Defensive
Most
player of the
improved?
year,
Oh, yeah,
like
defensive player of the year.
that, I don't
Okay.
know.
Giannis, Anthony Davis, there's Rudy Gobert, Marcus Smart. Like, there's so
Marcus
many-
Smart's got to get
Sherman.
some vote. I mean, he always gets votes, but he's never
There's
like.
so
Marcus
many
Smart.
people.
Marcus Smart. I don't think Marcus Smart is ever going to win it.
Yeah, I know.
Probably not.
It's just the guards don't
They're
win
still-
defensive player of the year. You know.
Yeah,
It's at the-
like what? Gary Payton is the last guard to do it.
I think so.
Like, that was like 1995 or whatever. So, I think
I feel like this is AD's year to win it.
Probably.
I
Yeah,
think
but then
this is-
also I feel like if LeBron takes a step back and he takes a step up on offense, he might take a step back on defense.
Step back in
just so he
defense,
can,
he could.
like,
Yeah.
you know.
So we can.
I mean,
prioritize
Giannis could
defense.
win because
Yeah.
Giannis has only won one Defensive Player of the Year. So maybe
Yeah.
this is number
Maybe.
two
Yeah, there
for
wouldn't.
him.
I don't think there would be voter fatigue for him defensively.
There's always the look. Part of me wants to say somebody like Ben Simmons, right? Is that crazy to
That's
think
what-
like?
I was thinking
I
Ben
don't, I don't
Simmons,
know.
but
I don't really think it is that crazy.
not really. I think he's in the same boat as Marcus Smart, though.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get
Kind
some
of is,
votes.
yeah.
He's gonna he's a great defender. He's gonna get votes, but is he gonna get more than Anthony Davis and Giannis? I don't think so.
I know. Like a healthy John Isaac, I think, is a very like a top defender in the league. I don't think
Yeah.
that'll happen though. So, yeah,
I
So,
think
yeah, I
you
give
can't
it to
really
Giannis.
predict,
I'll-
Giannis or Anthony Davis.
I'll go Giannis. I'll go Giannis.
And the fun one, most improved.
Most improved. Impossible
That's
to
always the
predict. It's
fun one.
literally
It's impossible, but it's very
fun.
to
Because there are some years, right, where like you can kind of like you could have predict. A lot of people would have predicted Brandon Ingram to be most improved this year,
predict.
right?
A lot of people.
A lot of people predicted that. But then there's years like Pascal Siakam, where zero people would have predicted
nobody
Pascal.
expects that.
So
Yeah,
is it going to
for
be
sure.
a year where it's just the most random player, or is it going to be like?
Like, is it a random player? Like,
Player,
don't
but I
even know who.
completely
I'm not
forgot
even.
who it
Yeah, I'm not
was.
even gonna try to.
I don't know.
Pick someone. Or is it gonna be someone that you could expect to take the next step? Like, I don't know, Michael
Like
Porter Jr.
Jamal
starts
Murray.
getting
Yeah,
like not elite touches. If like Michael Porter Jr. starts getting more touches, or if like
all right.
I don't even know.
Here's like maybe this isn't a random one, but like Bogdan Bogdanovic alongside Trae Young and the Hawks gonna be a playoff team, and Bogdan's gonna average north of 20, and that's my most improved
North
player.
of 20. Ooh.
There it is. I
What-
know
what
it's
did he
not
average last year.
15.
15. North of 20.
Mm.
Ooh.
Could happen.
I don't-
I don't
I-
know.
I might have to respectfully disagree.
Yeah,
with
I
him.
don't think it will happen, but like, yeah.
North of 20.
North of 20.
Especially on a team that is so like
So good. Has
so,
so many
had
players
like
to
is
score.
so good offensively. I honestly think that him being on the Hawks could hinder his.
I don't know, man. You got
like,
Trae Young
the
kicking
chance
out,
of him getting
give
that.
you that sharpshooter along. It could happen. Most
Yeah,
improved.
but when you have Trae Young dropping 30, you have John Collins getting his 20.
Well,
you
John
have
Collins
Gallo
may not
getting
even
his
start.
16.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Clint probably gets his 16.
Sleeping on Bogdan.
I mean,
I don't think he's gonna get north of 20. I don't know. Maybe he definitely could increase like 17, 18.
Yeah.
alright,
I
I got
think he goes
three
north of
very
20.
random players. Not very
Alright.
random.
All right.
Or I forgot the last one already.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
we'll
we
start
got
off
two.
with Tyler Hero.
Possibility.
Maybe they give
Mm.
him more time, and then maybe he's who's their starting shooting guard?
Duncan
Sure.
Robinson.
I mean, maybe you put Tyler Hero after his playoff performance. You start him.
Yeah.
He gets more touches. He scores more points. Yeah, that's better.
Uh-huh.
Shea being the
Love
almost
it.
one
Great
of the
prediction.
only scorers on that team
Love that prediction.
could be very well be him.
Yes.
And okay, I completely forgot who the other player was. Gonna be honest.
Okay.
Nice.
So as for like
Okay, but I'm just gonna say random
Lou
third.
Dort.
Lou Dort.
no.
Not even kidding though. Like actually.
No.
Actually,
Stop.
like if he
Okay,
no.
he literally-
Okay.
he
If
honestly could,
hold
or
on.
he has a chance.
If he could like if he can get up to like I don't know, top 5 defensive player of the year candidacy, I think he deserves it.
To most improved voters, look at that. Look at your defense. I feel like they look at the box score,
Probably
right?
not.
So
That is true.
But I'm saying like he would deserve it. I don't know if he would get
Yeah.
it. Like Dennis Schroeder deserved it. or
So-
the 6th man of the year, whatever.
so
you
you
know what I
said
mean.
so who did you say? So I'll
I
admit
said
the
Aaron.
the
I
Bogdan
don't-
take is wild. I admit that. All right.
Yeah,
But
Bogdan is definitely
it's
a hot
wild,
take.
but it could happen.
I'm trying to think of like
Tyler Hero, I can't see a way Tyler Hero wins it just because voters never give most improved to second-year players.
yeah.
if you
Which
look at it.
I don't understand that. I mean, I
Because
guess like in theory they're supposed
reason
to take
is
a jump, but,
you're
like,
supposed
isn't
to.
every young player supposed to take a jump regardless of if
I
if
know.
it's their
So
second
it's
year?
like, well, it's a rookie year. You're supposed to get better. So they
Like,
never.
yeah,
usually do.
it's like in theory that makes sense that like when you go to your sophomore year you're supposed to take a step up, but like so are you in your junior year and then in your 4th year and 5th, like you're always supposed to be taking a step up. I don't understand
Yeah.
the
I
rookie to second year, like what's different between that and then second to third. Like you should be taking a jump regardless.
I mean,
but whatever.
because if you think
Um,
about it, right, like Luca should have been most improved if you look at it like that, because he jumped up like
Yeah.
7 points, 8 rebounds,
Exactly.
and 8 assists, but he didn't because it's the second year. He wasn't even in like.
Yeah, that's
Duh.
stupid. I think he should have been for sure. a
Remember
top
my
3
third.
candidate. With who is it?
Uh,
DeAndre and
Oh yeah,
Cool.
Playing next
that's
to Chris Paul,
Yeah.
getting
That's a
those
good one.
lobs. I don't know.
Kendrick
I
Haynes
feel
not
like
bad.
he could also make.
I don't think
case.
Shea would win just because Shea averaged what, like 19 points last year,
Yeah.
something like that. So
Shea had good
how
stats
much
last year,
how
that's the
much
only problem.
better
Yeah.
does Shea have to get to win
Yeah.
most improved?
I think Shea could average at least like around 25.
Yeah,
just because it's a pretty bad team, I would say so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just because of how bad they are, it's definitely a possibility.
Is 19
but,
to 25 most improved? It's like
All right, here's my hot
It's
take,
honestly
kind of.
honestly probably not going to be any of them.
Oh
That'd be
no,
Markelle
it's
Fultz.
literally
Markelle Fultz.
Markelle just
I
continues
still
to
believe in
disappoint me.
Markelle.
I don't. He just continues to disappoint me. I don't know.
Okay, another one, Lonzo. I don't know.
I'm good.
Possibly.
Maybe Lonzo
He's
finally
n-
takes
maybe
the
he's not
jump.
even starting next year.
Okay, but what if he does? Maybe he takes the jump.
Yeah, we're just throwing out stuff at
No,
this
I know.
point. We have
None
no
of these
idea.
It's
All
gonna
right,
be
what,
someone completely random. Like
what have we not named?
Well, we've not done what for awards.
Yeah,
We've not done 6 man of the year.
6 man of the year. All right, 6 man of the year.
Will.
I mean, now he is the 6th man on the Clippers.
He is the 6 man.
Unless he gets traded, which apparently that could happen.
I don't know.
if
Will's,
Marcus Smart doesn't start, he could maybe.
his offense isn't good enough though to be.
Honestly,
He's been doing all. His shooting's been very good lately. Like in the
Eric-
playoffs, he shot it amazingly.
yeah.
if Eric Bledsoe starts, Lonzo,
Lonzo, maybe. Lonzo could.
definitely a
I'm-
possibility.
Yeah.
If Gallo comes off the
That's
bench,
low-key facts. If one of
Yeah,
Collins or
Gallo-
Gallinari comes off the bench, if one of those come off
it,
the bench,
it would be a lot more likely if Collins was the backup. Like, in terms of winning the award, it would be like, I feel like John Collins would have a better chance of winning than Gallo, but
Mhm.
I think both of them have a shot, unless they
Yeah, it's
for
so hard
some
to
reason decide to
predict.
put Gallo at the 3. But that's stupid if they did that.
all right.
It's so.
But yeah,
hard to
I think
predict.
Gallo is a dark horse contender
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Coach of the year.
Whoever the top seed is, like that, I don't know.
Yeah, low key. But like, I don't
I
know.
don't know. Brad
If
Stevens.
there's a team that like could take a jump, or like from their either from last year or from their like
Mhm.
projection. Like if the Mavericks go up to the 3 seed, I think.
Yeah, you could see Rick Carlisle
Yeah.
get it. You
Rick
could see
Carlisle
one of
has
the
a
new.
legit shot.
You could see one of the new coaches get it, right? Because I feel like a storyline, like say the Sixers with their new coach, right, are better. Just because it's a new coach, they'll be like, well, they added a
Yeah,
new coach and
maybe
now
it was
they're
'cause of
better.
him, yeah.
So then he would get more votes.
Or even Steve Nash,
Steve.
if
I guess
he
so.
can
Steve Nash.
manage that locker room.
Yeah.
I'm still upset the Thunder did get Kenny Atkinson. I wanted him, but
Yeah, you just.
hopefully Mark Daigneault is good.
I don't know. It's kind of weird that Kenny Atkinson isn't
Like-
hired to me. Maybe there's something else.
Yeah.
I know he's
Like,
good at
not even
develop-
as an assistant. Like he's just not on a team.
I don't know. Maybe it's something of Kenny Atkinson. Maybe he just doesn't want to. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he just wants a head coaching job,
That's the thing.
and no teams are offering that. Obviously,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
everyone knows coach.
Because just like Kenny Atkinson's great for the players and,
And
stuff like
then
that, but maybe you don't trust
executive
him as a play calling.
executive of the year is Sam Presti, who deserved it last year.
I'll
I
give
still
it-
can't believe
sure.
the
Sure.
Clippers got it. That's so
I
frustrating.
mean, acquiring Kawhi and Paul. I mean, I know they got
But
fleeced for
the
Paul George,
one of the
but-
main reasons why Sam Presti should have won it was because of the Paul George trade. So
He-
how on earth does the guy that got fleeced win the award?
He didn't
doesn't
get
make any sense.
fleeced because he also
He-
got Kawhi, so he didn't get fleeced.
Shea Gallo and 6 first-round picks.
All right.
From some slack for pandemic P.
All right.
Yeah, but when that's it's a regular season award, so
What?
before right?
No,
Executive of the
it's
year?
our
Austin
year.
counts.
Or not? I meant like they didn't the playoffs like. No one
What?
knew.
Yeah,
they
well,
were
why
gonna
would
get
that? Why
disappointed
would
in
the playoffs
right?
matter? I mean, I guess.
Well,
I
I-
don't
They gave
know.
out
I
him
mean, I
the
guess in
award
theory, but-
before they threw the playoffs.
I mean, I
awards
guess,
are
but
always regular season
he,
based.
he still does. I still feel like Sam Presti
agree.
deserved it.
But like,
And
the
he traded
Clippers-
Russell Westbrook for
But were the Clippers even in the playoffs last year? Or not last year?
yeah,
but,
they the 8 seed.
Yeah, they were the 8th seed the year before.
I mean, you go from being the 8 seed to being the 2 seed, and being the favorites. I mean, obviously it didn't pan out, but
Mhm.
I mean, Sam Presti probably should have won, but I can
Sam
see why
Presti
the
should have won it.
Clippers did.
All right.
I can't.
Yeah, we're running out of time, so I think that's I think that's gonna be it, right?
That's it. Episode 2 in the books.
Episode 2 in the book. So we'll see how many of our. You know what? I think we should come back to this later, right?
Yeah,
Like later in the
halfway through
season
the season.
to see how our predictions are doing,
Yeah, for sure.
and we can
For-
either
Like
expose
at the All Star
ourselves.
break, we're gonna come back to this.
All right, yeah, I'm ready for that. All right,
Earlier prediction for an All Star though, Shea. Shea's making an All Star game,
I
we'll
love
see.
that.
All right,
Phase.
but
and the Celtics are having 3 All Stars. 0
facts.
cap.
It could happen.
Honestly, really good.
It really could happen. Should have been
'Cause
last
before
year.
the All Star, like, it was already like there was arguments between Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum on who should make it.
Yeah, it was. I honestly thought Jalen Brown honestly deserved it over
So-
him, but
I don't know.
All right.
but
Yeah.
that's
Episode
it.
2.
Episode 2 in the
Good
books.
to see.
We'll be back for episode 3 sometime during the week, I guess. So
Hopefully, if
yeah.
you think of anything else to talk
Yeah,
about.
we'll find some stuff. But remember, it's just an opinion.